Hello campers, welcome back to another exciting day here at Camp on Seattle 2020. Now we've been doing a lot of cooking the past few weeks and I have another exciting plan for you this week. Today we are going to be learning how to find and eat, drumroll, cattails. That's right, those annoying swamp reeds that grow all around your house and in ponds and in creeks. They actually are edible. And in particular, the part that's edible is the tuber. A lot of people don't even realize that cattails are tubers. So, let's go identify them, grab something to put them in, grab a pair of scissors or a small shovel, and let's go find some cattails. Hey guys, we're outside by some cattails. Take a look around. Now the nice thing about cattails is they grow everywhere where there's water. And there's also another really cool thing about cattails. And that is the edible part that we're going to harvest is a tuber. And if you don't know what a tuber is, think of a potato. A tuber is a part of the plant that grows underground and then the roots come out of it. So potatoes are tubers. I think technically peanuts are even tubers. And a unique thing with tubers from other plants is they're high in carbohydrates. So they're high in starch. So that's something that just picking other edible food out in the wild, a lot of times they're not high in carbohydrates. So if you think of carbs as things like bread, things that you eat and they'll sustain you for a long time because of the sugars in them, that's what we're harvesting here in the cattails. So let's see if we can find some cattail tubers. Now we've got some water down here. So when there's water, a lot of times, if you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can reach right in and pull the tuber right out. So let's try that. And if we can't do that, then we'll try digging it out with a little shovel. So let's just pick one at random here, and I'll try reaching down into the mud and pulling it up. So, there's one right there. They're very easy to tell. It broke right here, so I didn't get the whole thing. So let's try again, right, see how it's white like a potato? Those are what we're going to take home and cook. So let's see if we can get a better one than that. There's one right there. A thin little tuber. So I recommend bringing some scissors out to cut them off. That would make it a little easier, but I'll just rip that one off. And we'll set that up here and let's try and get a pile of them. I'll try with a shovel this time and see if that makes it a little easier to get down into the mud. Oh, maybe a little, those dollar store shovels. Not a very good one there. We want a bigger one than that. Let's try attacking a bigger plant. See if we can get a bigger tuber. There we go. Look at this one, guys. We got a bunch of them on here. one there. So it's a little messy. They look gross now, but once we get them all cleaned up and get them skinned, they'll start looking a little more like food. Let's try and get one more good-sized one. That's the good part right there. When the skin comes off them, they're nice and white and crispy like that. So when I pulled it up, the skin from the tuber peeled, it's stuck in the ground. So these are the parts you can rinse them and actually eat them raw. But I at least want to wash the mud off it before I do that. Let's grab our loot. And like I said, these are very good survival food if you ever got lost, because they're very easy to find, they're high in calories, and you just take them and rinse them in a stream and eat them raw if you had to. Let's take them inside and cook them up.
Okay, now we're inside. Let's give them a good wash. Our hands too. See, these are what we want, but they're inside the wrapping here. Okay, now that they're a little clean, let's go in and separate the roots from the tube. Okay, let's get the skin off these cattail roots. So here's the ones that they already pulled off and are nice and clean. So this one just has a little bit of an end there, so we're just going to take a knife or a pair of scissors. For you guys, I'd probably recommend a pair of scissors. Be a little safer. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so now let's clean up the rest of these. Now I can already tell. First we'll try peeling it and see if it wants to come off. Now that one doesn't want to peel. Okay, if it doesn't want to peel, you can take an apple peeler and we'll just run it down it and see if we can get the skin off it. There we go. We want to get all this, we want it to basically be all bright and white. If you can see that it's all bright and white, then you know that you've just got the good stuff. There we go. And once we get all the skin off it, we'll give it another wash in some cold water. Okay, and there we have it. So, I'll give them one more wash and then we'll learn how to cook them. Okay, let's wash them one more time. Now, unlike potatoes, cattail tubes are fibrous. And what I mean by that is they're made up of long strings of fiber, almost like a string cheese. You peel them and they're all connected. Therefore, if you bite into it like this, it's going to be a little stringy. So what we want to do is we're going to cut them up into bite-sized pieces like this. That will make them easier to eat as they cook. So once they're cut up like that, we'll throw them into the pan. And you can use the scissors again, just like before, or if your adult gives you permission, you can use your knife. If you get any bad parts, just throw them out as you go through. Eva, what are you doing there? Okay, come here and take a look at it. This is what it'll look like as you chop them up, like little home fries. Now, what do you like to have with your potatoes when you make them? Potatoes don't taste very good plain, so let's throw some butter in with them. So I'm going to cut a tablespoon of butter off here and throw that in, and some garlic. Garlic is in the onion family. And I like to have some cheese. You could throw some sour cream or cream cheese in. So I'm going to just throw a little bit of mozzarella in here. And let's throw it on the stove. And I think I'll throw some salt and pepper in there too. So this will take a few minutes. Let the pan heat up a little bit. Okay, frying those little cattail potatoes up. And we're going to cook them until they get a little bit golden brown. So far I've been cooking for about 2 minutes, so we'll probably give it 3 more minutes. Okay, they're starting to turn brown and they're nice and cheesy. They've been cooking about 2 more minutes, so about 4 minutes total. I think they're almost ready. Now I used mozzarella. I think that cheddar probably would have been a little better, but I think this is going to taste perfectly good as well. See how it's kind of turning into like a hash brown? It looks pretty good. Smells good. Okay, I'll give that a few more seconds. I'm going to grab a plate. And a fork. Okay. You could throw a little ketchup on there if you wanted to. I'm going to try it just plain. It's not too hot yet. It tastes great. I'm going to just try one of the tubers. Tastes great. Wow, this was a lot of fun. How perfect this tastes. Anyway, I hope you guys had a lot of fun, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.